This is the Discussions in Body Art podcast, where stakeholders in body art can hear concise information that's useful for body art safety and regulatory related topics. I welcome you. My name is John Johnson and I'm your host. Please see Session 0 for disclaimers. Welcome to the first session in a 5-part series discussing the different areas of a body art facility. Each area serves a unique purpose and can be broken down into smaller areas I call zones, and each area and its zones have unique considerations. I'll be discussing the front end, procedure areas, decontamination and sterilization areas, storage, and the common areas like the office, lunch areas, and restroom in these sessions. If you've ever created or read a risk assessment for a body art facility, you'll know that workplace hazards are categorized according to tasks, who performs them, and where they're performed. The where is the topic of this series. For the purpose of these sessions, I'll use the term area to refer to a room or larger section of the facility and zone for a smaller portion of that area. Compartmentalizing like this helps us consider function, design, and how to manage the traffic, duties, storage, and safety in those areas. From my experience, body art regulations usually refer to the locations we pierce and tattoo in as work sites, establishments, or facilities. Those of us in the industry, however, usually call our businesses studios or shops. I prefer the term studio. I think it's more reflective of a place where art happens or services are provided. I don't have much experience piercing at tattoo conventions, and I have no experience related to mobile facilities or outdoor events. So those environments are excluded from this discussion. And I'm not offering any discussions of facilities that also offer products or services not directly related to body art, such as hair salons or nail salons. That would include considerations for health codes and practices and standards I'm not qualified to discuss. From my experience, here in the U.S., facility inspections mostly happen on an annual schedule and additionally anytime there's a complaint filed or some other special circumstance. In small areas, there may be only a few facilities to inspect, so they can all be visited in a day or two with only a single person being responsible for the body art program in their department. Other places may have so many studios and practitioners that multiple inspectors are needed for the program, and inspections may be ongoing throughout the year to get to every facility. An inspector brings a checklist that almost certainly starts with confirming the necessary licensing, permit, and bloodborne pathogen standard training certificates required by the department, and of course all the other checkboxes for compliance with that health code. If you're an inspector, I'd like to suggest commenting on practitioners who display certificates of membership in industry organizations. Your showing an interest in these memberships is encouraging to them and displays real interest in their professional growth and achievements. I think it's important for owners, managers, and inspectors to understand how the ability to identify risks throughout the studio intuitively allows better training, policy making, risk management, and enforcement. In terms of the areas of the studio, an inefficient use of space, lack of understanding of the purpose a space is intended to serve, and poor execution of that purpose can have negative side effects, including unnecessary hazards. As someone who has witnessed inspectors ignore red biohazard signs multiple times through my career and put themselves at risk over the years, I know it's important for inspectors to be able to navigate their inspections safely. For owners and managers listening, heat rises, so the burden is on you to make sure your studio is managed in a way that allocates the different areas and zones for clearly communicated purposes, and workers are all trained to perform duties in consistent manners and have access to written plans and policies. If you're a studio owner or manager, please take some time and update or create your hazard determination. This is the halfway point for this session. I do appreciate you listening, and I hope you subscribe on whatever platform you use for podcasting. If you're a Patreon user, you'll find the remainder of this session and a lot more of my podcast content when you subscribe there. Thanks for listening. I hope this session was useful. Send questions, comments, and suggestions to john@newflowerstudio.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/John J. 562. Subscribe on Patreon for exclusive content and visit newflowerstudio.com/NFW/podcast to learn more.